What's up, everybody? I'm B-True, and it finally has happened for all of you guys that watched my events video. You know who I got. You can see him on the screen right here. Finally, we got our super rare from the Great Ninja War Treasure. We got Madara Uchiha. Thank you, God. It has been a long journey to finally getting this, but we got Madara Uchiha. I'm really happy about that. That is actually the character that I wanted, so everything worked out, right? Took so many seal scrolls, like at least over 1100, I think. I don't know. It was a ton of seal scrolls. But anyway, we finally got him. The journey is over. So I decided that we should make a little ninja spotlight for Madara. Now, a lot of people have been asking me, is this going to make me come back to the game? No, not really. I just wanted to see who I would get. I wanted to get him, try him out. But it's not really going to... I'm not interested in the game anymore. But I am going to make a little ninja spotlight here for Madara for anybody who happens to get him. So we can just take a look at him, right? Okay, so Madara Uchiha. First, let's take a look at what he does. So how's the best way to... Yeah, we can do it this way. Okay. So at red +4 awakening, his growth rate 2400 on the life, 1100 on the attack and defense, 1300 ninjutsu, 1100 on resistance. So he's actually a very balanced character. He's got a pretty good ninjutsu, but he doesn't have any real glaring weaknesses. If you take, for example, Shisui has, he's very offense oriented with that very high ninjutsu growth. He's got a low-ish defense and then a very low life growth. He only has 1300 there, whereas Madara has 2400 for his life. And that's actually really high, as you can see. Anbu Itachi's got 2800, but he has actually pretty comparable stats to Madara there. But that's at red +5. So anyway, he's very balanced with his attack ninjutsu and all that good stuff. He does a fair amount of damage with that 1300 ninjutsu, but he also has a lot of life. You mix that in with his super armor that he has, and he's a fairly tanky character. He's a great frontline character that you can use. All right, so first off, his mystery, Susanoo Double Blade Flames Dance. So he takes his little Susanoo swords and he slams it down, fucks everybody up. It's actually a lot of fun to watch. Causes damage and ignition to up to 9 units from the opponent's field. The selected opponent will suffer from knockdown. Moreover, if another unit from the Uchiha clan is present in your lineup, Madara will also obtain an extra standard attack. So if he uses this skill and there's another Uchiha in your lineup, he gets 2 standard attacks. He actually has a very strong standard attack, so that's a pretty big buff right there. Causes ignition to up to 9 units, so that's obviously good. Hitting 9 units is good. Ignition to 9 units, very good. And the extra standard attack, it's a strong mystery right there. Standard attack attacks the first line of units from the opponent's lineup. So it's a line kind of like how the third Raikage, when he uses mystery, it hits like that straight vertical line. So it's not the first like row, it's the actual line. So it's the depth because it slams down on him. For the opposed line, this attack has a high chance of causing knockdown. Okay, so it's a combo starter, a high chance of combo starter, and it never misses. So that's really good with the whole dodge shit that's going on. Chase then. Chase is an attack knockdown unit, causes high flow and ignition. So we have ignition on his Chase as well, which lasts for 3 rounds. So it's the same as like the Amaterasu, where it has a 3-round ignition, doesn't go away unless it is cleared. And the skill is always a critical hit, so a little bit of extra damage there. His passive, all Konoha units in your lineup will have their ninjutsu and attack increased by 20%, so not quite as much as like Iruka, but still a pretty decent amount. It's a buff for all Konoha units. And then moreover, you'll receive 40 chakra points every time a Konoha unit in your lineup uses a mystery skill. And that's actually where most of his power comes from, is his ability to generate chakra so that you can get off all of your mysteries in the second round. He is very strong at creating these blitz destructive round 2 teams. Okay. And then his final passive here, he's immune to low float, high float, repulse, knockdown. So he's got super armor and pure taijutsu damage. So he's actually immune to pure taijutsu damage, which is another nice little feature right there. Okay, so how do we want to use Madara? Okay, I would say one of the most the most common ways to use him is actually with the Wind Main, as you see right here. So let's take a look at the team that I decided to try and use out here. Now, Shisui is obviously going to be a great option for this. The barrier is going to buff Madara, as well as... what am I looking for here? The barrier is going to buff him, and he's an Uchiha, so you get that the extra help there from him with the whole Uchiha extra standard attack. And then you have two options. You can either go with Itachi, Anbu Itachi, or Iruka. Iruka is going to buff and shield everybody. Anbu Itachi is going to give extra shields and, or not extra shields, sorry, extra standard attacks and clear debuffs. So it's kind of, it depends on what you want to do. If you need more defense, you would go with Iruka. Otherwise, you can go with this. Now, the team that I'm actually using here, you want to have them set up like this right here. The reason for this is Shisui is, you want him as your number one position for his mystery, and because he dodges, he's sort of tanky-ish because he can dodge, but not super tanky. Very tanky Madara, no problem absorbing damage, and then we don't really care too much about Itachi. Same thing, if we're going to go with Iruka in this lineup, you can use the exact same thing. The Wind Main is good for two reasons. Okay, first off, the Dance of Impetus, right? With this team, you can get off all three of their mysteries in the second round. So you go Shisui, he takes all 40 chakra, you get 40 chakra back from Madara. Then you have to go Itachi, okay? Itachi uses his, then he goes, and then actually, you know what? I want to check that out real quick before I spread misinformation. I'm not sure if his passive actually works on himself or not. So we can actually do this, and we can show off the fights anyway. Okay, so we'll start off here. We'll go nice and fast, go through everything. As you can see, I am using the Wind Main is good, like I was gonna say, because you get all these extra clones that eat up damage to help you in this. So that was his standard attack right there. He just slams down on that front row. You get all these extra clones to eat standard attacks, which helps out a lot as far as, especially with Shisui, keeping Shisui protected. So first, because it takes 60 chakra. Oh, okay. So yeah, so that is actually, you do need to use Itachi's, so never mind. So it's 60 chakra to use his mystery, and that's going to be why you need to use Itachi first. So first, we use Shisui. Okay, so Shisui is going to use all of our chakra, but then as soon as he uses that, we get 40 back from Madara, which then allows us to trigger up Anbu Itachi's. And you can see his chase going in there where he throws the Yamanaka beads or whatever. I don't remember what they're called. So he comes in, and then we get the extra chakra, and then we finally get to use Madara's. And then when Madara comes in, he's going to drop the hammer. Boom! And then we use Dance of Impetus. So he gets the extra standard attack, the double standard right there. We use Dance of Impetus. And then you get to use all of that all over the next turn. Okay, so that is why Madara is so strong and what makes him geared much more towards very blitz-heavy teams, especially with the what's her face? The Wind Main, yeah. So the reason that this is one of the most standard teams is because of that fact right there. In turn 2, you get to get off everybody's mystery. And then in turn 3, you get to do it all again. So the Dance of Impetus also, so that's just going to finish him off. Dance of Impetus also gets rid of all the debuffs, but it's mainly for being able to use them all again. So even if the enemy does somehow survive enough after that second turn, you get off all your mysteries, and the third turn, if you were able to still survive and get all of them off, you're pretty much going to kill them, okay? So if you take a look at the rest of our skills here, we use Dance of Impetus for that reason. We use Shadow Clone Jutsu for the tankiness, which is also the same reason we use Multi-Clone Jutsu, because this team is not super tanky at all. It needs all of those clones in front of it to help them out. If you're not going to run the Wind Main, I would highly suggest replacing Itachi with Iruka, because you're going to need those shields. Wind style blowing, because that's just how you kind of get that combo with Gamakin. You get the full combo for everybody. And then Wind Dance is really the only thing that helps in this line down here. And it's the reason that I have them all in a straight line. So all units in the same column as the Breeze Dancer have their ninjutsu and resistance increased by 40%. So the reason that I have the team set up in this straight line like this is because then Madara and Itachi get that extra buff as well. I would love to give that buff to Shisui. However, the problem is, in order to do that, I mean, we could do this. This wouldn't be bad at all. And you get all the... Okay, so it's not perfect, because then you're gonna summon clones behind you if the first row is... If the first row is full, but at least this way you'll be buffing Shisui. So you know what? I actually think I might like this one a little bit better. We'll try this out, see how this works. So, a couple other options for you, and I can show you this real quick. I'll show you the one with the Midnight Blade. So, Madara can really fit into that same team composition-ish with all of the main characters, but some of them are going to be better than others for obvious reasons, okay? The Wind Main is absolutely huge, and the reason it's the most standard Madara build or team is because of that Dance of Impetus. With Dance of Impetus, you get that awesome help from the Dance of Impetus, and then the second, like the 2-turn full blitz is a lot more than most people can handle if you have comparable battle powers. Obviously, they have a ton of battle power. They kill you off in the first or second round. Nothing you can do about that. For this team, you would just move them back into a standard square pattern, right? So you've got the dodge, you've got super armor, all that good stuff. So you would... I'm probably thinking Lightning Ceiling Slash on this for the acupuncture to acupuncture somebody on the other team that you would need to. I'm not... Either one of these is going to be fine. Whatever one of these you need for your combo. And then... Okay, so down here, you've got a choice. You can go with Anbu Special Assault for the Lifesteal, which is definitely going to help out your team, okay? However, Warrior's Killing Intent is an interesting option, and one of the reasons that you would go Lightning Main would be kind of because of Warrior's Killing Intent. I would, and then you would go Root of Warrior. So the reason you would go for the Lightning Main is because of these two skills right here. The Lifesteal will definitely help, but I think this is a more interesting idea here. So what this does, Warrior's Killing Intent, okay? If your mystery skill kills a unit, its mystery skill cooldown is refreshed to 0. So basically, the reason you would use this is because between Shisui and Madara's, between their mysteries and hitting so many people, if the enemy has any clones, any weak characters, anything at all, there's a good chance that one of these two mysteries will get reset in that second turn and allow you to use it in the third turn. Not quite as good as the Breeze Dancer, which is the reason the Breeze Dancer I would put above the Lightning Main, but it is a possibility for you there. And then use that Root of the Warrior for the immunity from debuffs for the Lightning Main, Shisui, and Itachi, because Madara is not considered a sword user. His Susanoo has a sword, but he's not considered a sword user, so he would not be immune to debuff. So it would only be those three up there. Oh, actually, that's a good point. So Madara can't refresh his sword, or his Madara can't refresh his mystery. So I might be. That's a tough call between the two of them. If you're looking for Warrior's Killing Intent, it's going to be more advantageous to just go with the Breeze Dancer. If you're looking for a little bit more survivability with that Lifesteal, then I can understand Root of the Warrior with Lifesteal and all that good stuff. Okay? Going with the Fire Main is a way that you can get away with not using Iruka, because you can shield your guys in the first turn. Not the best synergy, though. You can buff them with the Fire Style Enhancement, which is going to increase your damage a lot. But you have no ways of resetting. I would put the Fire main maybe just slightly behind the Lightning main. It's definitely Breeze Dancer on top, and then these two are kind of close. Azure Fang is going to be the worst. She just doesn't really synergize hardly at all with them. You can add a bunch of debuffs. You can add that poisoning and the healing, but other than that, it doesn't fit into the whole blitz style that Madara kind of creates with Shisui. And then Crimson Fist is number one if you have Susanoo Itachi, okay? So if you have Susanoo Itachi, what you do is you use the Earth main, okay? And you put these guys, but instead of normal Itachi, or instead of Anbu Itachi, you go with Susanoo Itachi, okay? You do that, and you put those two in front, right? So you have two of the two people with super armor, so they can't get comboed from any basic attacks. You've got Shisui back here. You can use Susanoo Itachi to use his mystery to cancel whoever's mystery is going to go off on the other team. So instead of having to use Shisui as the canceling mystery, you can use Susanoo Itachi's as the canceling mystery, and then you can still get off the whole same combo anyway. But the reason you use Susanoo Itachi with the Earth main is because of the double standard attack, okay? If you give Susanoo Itachi, who has one of the strongest standard attacks in the game, Madara, who has another AoE very strong standard attack, Shisui, who has a super strong standard attack that causes ignition, you give all three of them 2 standard attacks, and I mean you're just destroying, you're absolutely wrecking the enemy with your standard attacks, okay? That's not even talking about the fact that you can blitz them with the Madara and Shisui mystery in the second turn, okay? You don't even have to worry about that. Just those two alone are these two mysteries, and then their standard attacks completely wreck people. And plus you have the Earth main creating shields. So he's creating shields on Susanoo Itachi and Madara. They can't be comboed, so they're really hard to kill. They've got a really strong kits, lots and lots of damage. Susanoo Itachi can't even be debuffed, so I mean, it's really hard. At least Madara, you can whittle him down with debuffs, but once you start adding shields on Susanoo Itachi, man, that's a tough one. So that is why the Earth main is number one, but only if you have Susanoo Itachi. Without Susanoo Itachi, it's not quite as good as the Breeze Dancer would be. So there you go. That's a full rundown of Madara Uchiha. Very strong character. Like I said, much more towards the blitzy damage style of play because of the way that his kit works and the chakra generation feature. So, but there are ways to get around that, like I said, where you can add tankiness around your team to give a little bit more survivability if that's something that you struggle with. You're fighting people with a lot of damage or a lot more battle power than you. You need to add a little bit more balance and tankiness in your team because you can't just blitz people in the second round, especially if they're faster than you. Okay, so there we go. Madara Uchiha. Love the guy. Absolutely love the guy. So happy that I got him. It was fun testing him out for the couple of days that I had him. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this helps you out. If you have any of these super rares, let me know who you guys have, whether you have Naruto or Madara. Hopefully for everybody, if you don't have a super rare yet, you will get them eventually. It is a great feeling to finally finish them off. All right. Thank you all for watching. I do appreciate it. I hope you guys all have a great day. I'll see you all in the next video, and peace.